Hello, this is Kirk. Today I'm going to talk about the protocol I use to burn off 45 pounds of extra fat. And so I'm going to walk through that and give you some data points on that and what I'm doing right now. Let me share my screen here. So if you didn't see my other video, the protocol started because last Christmas, I was at a Christmas event and I was wearing a red shirt. A bunch of pictures were taken. I looked at the pictures later on, and all I saw was this big red belly, and it made me mad because I'd been working on taking off some pounds and I try to be healthy and eat healthy and all that, and I just hadn't been as successful as I wanted to be. So I decided to just completely redo my eating and my exercise and whatever and give it a try and see if I could burn that fat off and see if I can do it in a way that was healthy and also a way that I could live with going forward, so really a lifestyle change. So let me just talk about what I did. So the first thing I did was blend kind of a low carb keto or paleo, really more keto because moderate protein, high fat, good fats. Put a lot of good fats in my diet, which I didn't realize I was really missing. And you need those good fats, in particular, for your body to make hormones and reestablishing your proper hormone system is a big point of losing extra fat and burning it off, because that's what gets your metabolism going and helps you rebuild your body, and it's good for your brain and lowers your inflammation levels, which are also related with having excess fat and a variety of things. So I combined that with intermittent fasting and high intensity exercise in a particular order. So I think I mentioned this in my last video. So here's what I did. First thing I do, get up in the morning, was drink a glass of water, because you want to start flushing out the system immediately and also rehydrate from the night before. I'm not a morning person, so doing the next step was definitely discipline. Next thing I do is immediately, and I still do this, is do some high intensity exercise. I do a little bit of a warm up, and then I do 12 to 15 minutes of high intensity exercise. It can be any kind of high intensity exercise you want to do. Mostly I do running in place or sprinting in place, not running in place, but sprinting in place. You want to go as fast as you can with high intensity interval training, and you take short rest between that. So I'll probably do a video on that and the way I do that. So there's a lot of versions of high intensity interval training out there. Then I drink what I call coffee, which is, other people call it keto coffee, but mine's different in that I have the good fats, the C8 oil, and the grass-fed butter, and a light roast coffee, organic, by the way, preferably from Central America, somewhere down there. The way they process it is a little bit healthier, but it needs to be light roast, not even medium, especially not dark roast, because the lighter the roast, the more of the good chemicals are still in the coffee, and you can get it in your body from that perspective. So all coffee, we're now finding it is pretty good for you, even with the caffeine. It's still pretty good as long as you don't go crazy with it. And but a light roast is better; it's healthier. But I call it coffee because of the herbs I put in it. I put in a variety of different herbs, sometimes a little bit of holy basil powder, sometimes maca. Those are both good for overall health and for your hormone balance. And fotai, I put some of that in sometimes, and I do a variety of things to switch things up a little bit, but also in particular, my body gets really powerful nutrients first thing in the morning, which also helps for my body to generate hormones and to speed up my metabolism and to get the nutrition it needs without having to eat any solid food in the morning. So that gets me through the morning. I may have a glass of water midway through the water. Matter of fact, you can have water as much as you want. Drink 10 glasses of water if you want. That's a good way to keep your appetite down. And if I need to, I may take a little bit more C8 oil, just a tablespoon for that straight up. But if I wanted to, I'd have another cup of cough tea somewhere around, but I normally don't have to do that. Sometimes when I'm on the road, I will actually just use tea with C8 oil and grass-fed butter. I have a powdered version of both of those I can take on the road with me. And it's a little bit easier just to have organic green tea bags with me. I usually use a Moroccan mint and green tea. So that's easy to do. And sometimes I have a holy basil Tulsi tea with that too. Then at lunch and dinner, I eat moderate protein, lots of good fats, again, and lots of veggies, salads, saute, all those. But you definitely want to have a high volume of good organic vegetables, green vegetables mostly. Stay away from the starchy vegetables. I can do on the weekends, I do not really even a cheat, but I'll have organic potatoes or a little bit of brown rice or something like that. That was very much in moderation the first couple months I did this, and that's probably why the fat melted off so fast, because I didn't want to take off too much, but I did want to take off at least a couple pounds a week. I ended up averaging the first few months about 12 pounds a month of fat was coming off. And along with it, when you're doing a diet like this too, I also take a lot of Himalayan salt, so natural salts, because you want to get those electrolytes. You need the potassium, the sodium, and magnesium and calcium. All those things are very important. There are some nutritional supplements out there where they'll try to sell you doing those things, but if you get the good natural salt, will help replace a lot of the electrolytes you use, because when your metabolism speeds up, you're using electrolytes at a much greater rate than you normally do. So that's one of the challenges with that type of diet that you want to use. And I hate to say diet, but it's just a way of eating. For me now, it's going to be a way of eating for probably the rest of my life. I'm going to be very low grains, very low starch, very low sugar. And I also do a couple other little things. One is I help the body detox every day. So I'll take calcium bentonite and fiber, psyllium fiber. Every day I try to do a little bit of that, because there's just so many heavy metals and so much toxins in the world today. And so we're getting that on a regular basis, and those create inflammation in the body as well as build up, and your body will try to store those away as fat to protect the cells. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to do that. And I think that's also part of the reasons why I was very successful with this. And I might do a little bit of light exercise at night. Mostly I try to keep that to a bike ride. I may go lift some weights, moderate weights at the gym or something to that effect, but that's kind of I do that when I feel like it. And that is the protocol. That's what I did. Been successful, dropped off about 45 pounds. Now I'm trying to experiment with some other things to not only keep that fat off, but to lose a little bit more. But I want to do it slower, and I want to do it in more controlled fashion, and I want to be able to eat a few carbs, bottom line, to do that. So I'm introducing some of that and experimenting with it, and I will give you updates as I continue with that success story. So thanks for listening. See you next time. Please feel free to like my channel and to subscribe. Talk to you soon.